Alright guys, what's going on? We're back again with yet another video. I took a much needed break from the land of YouTube, but we are back with a vengeance. I have a lot of videos that I have planned out. Gonna make a bunch today, gonna make a bunch tomorrow, and just overall bang out some killer content for you guys. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy what's up and coming next. The truth of the matter is I was a little stale on video ideas because, I was stuck in my house for like over a week because of that last chemo. But I just got back from Miami, Florida. I had an insane trip. I'm going to give you guys like a little recap on that in a different video. But this video is one that I actually have to get out today. It's currently December 31st at 11:27 a.m. I have to get this out by today. So I'm going to make it right now. These are the top 10 sneakers of 2024. Of course, this list is going to be geared towards my opinion on the matter. It's not going to be anyone else's list. If you see me looking over here, it's just because I have my computer pulled up right here and I'm reading off the list because I can't remember exactly the way I did it. 2024 I think was one of the worst years for sneakers that I can remember. The main reason why I would say that is because there was no like one shoe that was like a must cop. For instance, in 2022 there was the very memorable Lost and Founds, which are still back there in my collection. That was like a killer shoe. That was a must cop. But this year didn't really have anything like that. But it did still have a couple of really nice shoes. This was a year of like nice shoes. Nothing loud, nothing crazy, but nice for sure. So in at number 10 for the number 10 spot. Number 10 really could have gone either way. I tacked it on at the end because I had 9 shoes that I actually really liked. And then I was like, what should be number 10? But I'm doing this for you guys. Number 10, the Jordan 4 RM, Nigel Sylvester. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the shoe, but I do think that it does definitely have some sort of impact on sneaker culture because it's a new reimagining of the Jordan 4, and it's the first one we've seen of its kind. There was the black colorway and also the green turquoise colorway. The green one goes for way more, but yeah, so I would say that would have to be my number 10. I actually had them. There's probably some B-roll playing of me with that shoe. I believe that was before I had cancer. Actually, no, I think it was after. I think I was bald at the time when I made it. Thank God that is no longer the case. I would say it's looking pretty freaking magnificent right now. But so number 10, it would be the Jordan 4 RMs. They still go for the low, so if you want to pick up the black pair, it's, I think, retailer under. In at number 9, this is a shoe that I didn't really know about till a couple weeks ago, but we got the Air Max 1000 Zellerfelds. When I was sitting around bored in my house, I was binging a bunch of videos about Zellerfeld. Basically, it's a company that makes 3D printed design shoes, and 3D printing is always something that pretty much everyone, I would say, thinks is cool. But with shoes, it's been a matter of like, okay, there's always some sort of trade-off when you get a 3D printed shoe. Like with the 4D Adidas Ultra Boost, they're significantly less comfortable than the regular Ultra Boost, just because the technology is not quite up to snuff yet. But honestly, in this case with Zellerfeld, I think they're really getting there. They're using a different type of 3D printing that's very, first of all, less toxic. Second of all, I think it just looks way better. So there was a bunch of Zellerfelds I'm sure that were released, but being that I'm a Nike fanboy, everyone knows, I have to give it to the Nike Air Max 1000 because it's a brand new silhouette. It has an impact on sneaker culture because it's really the best 3D printed shoe that I've seen in a while, maybe ever. Even though that air bubble does look a bit chunky and the release, these were basically impossible to get. unless you were at SneakerCon Vegas in November. Seth and Elliot Page were the only ones I've seen get them. So I'm probably borrowing some of their content, B-roll right now, I would say, if I had to guess. But yeah, so the MX-1000 is an absolute fire shoe. I love the way it looks. I would grab a pair if I could. They probably will release on a grander scale sometime this year or in 2026. I would say probably, if I had to guess. So that's number 9. And at number 8, we have a shoe that is also pretty impactful to the sneaker community. We got Travis Scott's very own Jumpman Jack. This is a brand new silhouette made by Travis Scott and Nike. I guess more Jordan brand than Nike, but it's got that patented backward swoosh. The colorway that I would probably put would be the white and brown one, but I'm probably going to give B-roll of the brown and black one because that's the one I had. I sold it for a pretty fire price, so I'm very happy I did that. But overall, it's a cool shoe. It looks kind of like a Dunk and a Jordan 1 combined. And yeah, you can't really go wrong. It seems like an easy one to style as far as outfits go. And it's a fire shoe overall. Not too much to say about that one. Next one up, number 7, we got the Trophy Room Air Jordan 1 Lows. I don't believe I actually ever had these in hand, but I'm digging the color scheme on them. There's 2 different pairs. There's the white one, which is an F&F pair. Very, very super rare. Impossible to get, basically. And then we had another pair, which was the grand released one, general released, the black one, black and red. You got a bunch of cool details on those. They're made, obviously, by Marcus Jordan, who has proven to himself to be quite the controversial character, if I were to say. He backroomed those Trophy Room Jordan 1s back a couple of years ago. I believe that was 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And overall, he's just been a kind of a weird guy in the media. But he did do a banger on these Trophy Room Jordan 1 Lows. They were pretty easy to get. I mean, no, they weren't easy to get, but they're easy to get now because they don't go for that much. I think they go for like $270, which is still like double retail, but for a Trophy Room, that's super low. So those are fire. They had to be on my list. And at number 6, we actually have a shoe that I have right here in hand, the Military Blue Jordan 4s. So these released, I believe, in March or April, one of the two. I know it was before I had cancer, so it had to be before May, June. And I think that this shoe is fire. I mean, it's a Jordan 4, so the comfort's not going to be there. I haven't gotten that much wear out of them. I got them for retail off the Sneakers app. I wasn't really planning on wearing them, and looking back, I could have easily just returned them or sold them, but I think it's a fire shoe. It's very true to the OG. You got the Nike Air on the back of it, which everyone, of course, loves. And they did make them a tad more comfortable than the previous Jordan 4s. Like, overall, since the SB 4s, they've been trying to make the Jordan 4 a bit more wearable and a bit more comfortable, which obviously I love that they're doing, but it's still not a comfortable shoe. It's super heavy. I mean, this thing weighs like 10 pounds or something. I'm kidding, obviously, but it's a very heavy shoe. But obviously that's not the point. These are a fire shoe. They have a very good color scheme. They're exactly like the OG. Like, I don't think they played any games with these. A lot of people wish that they were more like the 2012 version. I would consider myself one of those people. I think that the white and the blue are both a bit too muted, dull, and pale. I think that the 2012 one had a cooler, brighter color scheme, but that's neither here nor there. Perfectly executed release, definitely deserves to be number 6, I think. 5 or 6, hold on, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are number 6. Yeah, number 6. Number 5. These are going to be underrated on my list because I never saw them, and I personally don't think that they're worth the hype at all. I think they're one of the most overhyped shoes that I've seen in recent memory. But we got the Futura SB Dunks. They had to be on my list because they are fresh. I saw them, they're fire. I actually saw them recently, someone wearing them for the first time ever. But I would say that, like, overall, they're super overhyped. Most people said that these were their sneaker of the year. I have to vehemently disagree with that. They're basically just an SB with blue, like, branchy details. I don't know what else to call it. And I think that they are fire for sure. They have a big, like, history behind them. There's a huge historical pull towards the shoe. I think that's one of the reasons why they're getting so much credit, is because of that historical element to them. Futura is a big part of the Dunk lineage, and overall Nike and Futura have always made some banger collabs. They were those off-white Dunk Futuras that never dropped, unfortunately. Would have loved to see those. I personally like those better because I'm an off-white fanatic. I really love off-white, but Futura SBs, very, very hard to get. They go for a lot, so the accessibility factor is not really there. But that's really the case for a lot of shoes. But they are fire. I know that they wouldn't be that comfortable either, which is why they're low on the list, because I don't think that they would get that much wear if I were to have them. That's also part of it too. So yeah, in at number 4, these are absolutely fire. When I saw them, I didn't think that they were that good, but now looking back, when I look at my video of them, they're actually really nice. So I've always been a fan of, like, the New Balance collaborations of late. The Joe Fresh Goods ones were fire. I don't think we had any of those this year, but those were all fire. But at number 4, we got the Baklava Rose Waters, the New Balance Action Bronson Rose Waters. There were 3 different ones. The Medusa Azules, which were also fire. I was between those and the Rose Waters, and when I put them both side by side, I eventually chose the Rose Waters because I think the color scheme is just, I think that the color scheme was just slightly more innovative. I think it's slightly more, like, poppy, and that's what I like about New Balance. I personally like louder New Balances for some reason. Otherwise, they kind of just blend in with the other regular, like, dad shoe New Balance type of things. So yeah, I would definitely say these are a fire one. I love the silver N logo. I like the fact that the upper is kind of like translucent. That's a super cool detail as well. They are kind of going for a lot. I believe they're over 300, if I'm not mistaken. But retail was even high, so you had to put money in to get this shoe. And I don't remember exactly how they were released. I think it was through the New Balance website. I remember I reviewed these and I had to go to the hospital because of my whole eye situation. So they were just sitting in my house. They were my trainers, but they were in my house for like a week. And it was during the time that I got my biopsy, which was arguably the scariest part of the whole thing. So I would say that they definitely have kind of a core memory attached to them as well. And I'm a sucker for nostalgia, so they have to be on the list. Yeah, the top 4 were all shoes that I've seen in hand. The top 3, I own all 3 of them. So let's jump into number 3. These are the Cactus Plant Flea Market Air Force Ones. These are easily one of my favorite shoes I've ever owned in terms of the way they look. The only reason why they're not number 2 is because technically it's a restock, even though there is 2 new colorways. So you got the black and the white, which were there before in 2020, whenever they released. I think it was during the start of coronavirus. And then they added the booger green and the Barney pink colorways. I think the white one's by far the best. You gotta go white on Air Forces. And this is just a very wearable shoe. That's also why I like it too. It's got a really cool insole, but I especially like the sunshine text. And I have actually gotten like a ton of wear out of these. Like, this is one of my most worn shoes of my whole collection. Unfortunately, they are a bit heavy. That's the only gripe I have with them, because they have like a super leathery upper, and they're an Air Force, which is already a heavy shoe. So yeah, it's kind of a brick on feet. But as you can see by how much I've worn them, I mean, I really like the shoe. I was so hyped when I got them in. And again, there's a bit of a core memory attached to them, because actually this is a huge one. I got this shoe the day I found out I had cancer. So this is probably a shoe that's never leaving my collection. I remember the agony I was in that day. I literally could barely speak. But this will be forever a memorandum of that. And it was kind of during the time when I was waiting for the results of the biopsy. I was just sitting around, and they popped in, and I got the shoe at the same day. I paid resale, but I paid a good price. I paid like $300. Now they go for like $400. So that's pretty good. So number 3 by a landslide are these Cactus plant flea markets. Like, if I would have thrown them on with this outfit, they would go fire. They go fire with every outfit. That's why I love them. So yeah, great shoe. In at number 2, it's gotta be these right here, the Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined, and super deserving of the number 2 spot. I think that Nike knocked it out of the ballpark with this shoe. They released enough pairs for everyone. I think that the leather upper is better than the original, honestly. I think it's more comfortable. I think it looks better. It wears incredibly. I've worn these a couple times, and you can barely even tell. Definitely not as much as the Cactuses or my number 1 shoe, but I've worn them, trust me, and I don't really see any wear. A lot of people wish that they were the nubuck. I strongly disagree with that. Honestly, I think that the leather is better. I think it looks better, and I think this is the most successful reimagined shoe after the Lost and Found, which was just an absolute home run. But I think I've worn these more. The Lost and Founds are a bit harder to wear, I would say, and these are just absolute fire. I love them so much. You got Nike Air on the back. Probably another shoe that won't leave my collection anytime soon. I don't have like a crazy memory with them, but I've had them for a while now, and I would say that they're easily number 2. Just because of the color scheme. I mean, red and black and gray, you can't go wrong. You also got some white on there. You got just everything you would want in a Jordan Retro. They're basically a perfect Jordan Retro. And in at number 1, you probably all guessed this and saw it coming. The Travis Scott 1 Low Reverse Olives, or Medium Olives. The only reason I said Reverse Olives is because there was an original pair of olives which released, but these are way better. Also, they were easier to get than any other Travis low I can remember that was actually worth getting. So I'm leaving out the Canaries because those are hot garbage. Literal trash, in my opinion. I really don't like those. And I'm usually an enthusiast for brighter shoes, so if I don't like them, they must have done something wrong. But they're just a gorgeous shoe. I think they're my favorite Travis lows that ever released, besides the reverse mochas. The quality is there. They're actually pretty comfortable because they're very light, being a Jordan 1 low. They match with literally everything. Like, look again, absolute banger right here with this outfit. I've worn them a crap load, especially in the past week. Like, I don't know if you can see, but look at all this. I mean, like, obviously I didn't turn them into my Ultra Boost, but they're even a bit folded up right now because I stuffed them in the luggage. So I'm definitely, these are going to be one of my beaters, unfortunately, just because of how wearable it is. But I'm kind of happy about it. Again, I got them right after one of the big chemos. So core memory unlocked with these. One of my friends from the gym that I go to, which is right next to my house, he basically gave these to me for a steal. That's also part of the reason why they're number one. I don't think I ever put a Travis number one because I've never owned any of the good ones besides for the one high mochas, which I still regret selling, but again, not a wearable shoe. For me, these, they lace up so beautifully. I love how easily you can loose lace them. They're such a nice shoe. I paid $420 for these on StockX and Go. I think they're, after fees, they're like $600. So $420 is a joke of a price. So thanks so much to Jimmy. You know who you are. He's probably not watching this because he's probably busy with his family, but I love this shoe. Super deserving of number one. Even though like it's not the most innovative shoe of the year by a long shot. It's pretty simple. Everyone really has seen a Travis Low before, but I think it's just so clean. It's probably my favorite shoe in my collection. No joke. At least right now it is. Just again, because of how wearable it is and how clean it is. I've never had a problem styling them. They're comfortable because they're lightweight, and yeah, perfect shoe, perfectly executed shoe. Can't say enough good things about them. They also hold up great. I think they look great worn. I mean, like all these stains right here on the back, not bothering me at all. Super clean, love them. So before I spin in circles any longer, that is my top 10 of 2024. The top 5 was fire. The rest of them, I would say the top 6, including these, were pretty fire releases. The rest of them were just very innovative and very like shocking to the culture. So, you know, take that for what you will. There was some innovation going on this year, which is always great, of course. And with that being said, we're going to end it off here. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. And Happy New Year's Eve, Happy New Year. Hopefully everyone is doing well, healthy, happy, and everything else. And yeah, more to come soon. I'm going to do a clothing haul. You guys are going to love it. I got some sick stuff. So I'll see you all soon. Peace out and talk later. Adios.